friends, welcome to Creative Art. I am Nilima and in today's tutorial we are going to make this easy and beautiful resin wall decor which can also be used as a resin clock. This time I have made it in a small size so that it may go with all my beautiful plate wall decors that I have made in my previous tutorial. So friends, do watch the complete tutorial to learn this easy and simple technique of resin art using the least amount of resin for making a beautiful wall piece like this. Now let's check out all the materials. For this DIY, first of all, we are going to need Expo Art resin, which is from Little Birdie. It comes in two different parts and you have to mix it according to the steps given on the bottle. Next, for base, I'm going to use a round cut 8-inch clock base, which is a white acrylic base, and this is how smooth it looks. And for pigment, I'm going to use resin pigment paste from Little Birdie, which is opaque and its color is pink rose. And I'm also going to use some dust powders like this peach pink color and a white dust powder. For mixing resin, I'm going to use a silicone cup which looks like this, few ice cream sticks, and for measuring the resin, I'm going to use an electronic compact scale. For securing the sides of our base, we're going to need a masking tape. And finally, I like to use a silicone mat for preparing my base and before starting this DIY. In case of any mess with a resin, this will definitely help you. List of all these materials will be listed and linked in the description box below from where you can buy them online. And friends, if you use my code, which is NILIMA5, NILIMA5, you will get an additional 5% off on your entire purchase from ItsyBitsy.in. Now let's start the tutorial, friends. Let's start first by preparing our base before pour. So this is an acrylic round cut base and this is how it looks. You simply have to remove this top layer of paper or the foil it is covered with and it is absolutely ready. For extra precautions, I'm going to wrap the entire base around using a masking tape. Now after covering it from all the sides using masking tape, this is how it looks from the back. It still have this hole in the center. So I'm going to place my masking tape as a base, then place it on this, and then I'm going to roll and make a cone out of this tape in this way. So this can exactly fit this part and this is going to close this ring. So now here we have covered all the sides of our base and also our center. So now let's start mixing some resin, and for that I'm going to use epoxy art resin from Little Birdie. This resin comes in two parts, clear and hardener, which we have to mix in 2:1 ratio. That means 2 parts of clear resin and 1 part of hardener. So for this you can either use a spoon or a measuring unit. This time I'm going to use an electronic measuring unit. So place a silicone cup in it and then tare it to 0. First I'm going to add the clear resin. For a small base like this one, mixing just 60 grams would be enough. So first I'm taking just 40 grams of clear resin and then adding the half of it, which is 20, to make it in total 60. And finally here we have got 60 grams in total. And then using an ice cream stick or a spatula, give a very nice mix to the entire resin you have mixed for at least 5 minutes. Now after mixing the resin for at least 5 minutes, this is how it looks. So I'll keep it aside. Keep all the containers ready for mixing color. Here I'm going to use opaque pink rose color and a fairy dust powder of peach color like this. And we're also going to use these crystal stones. So I'll start by placing these stones one by one on the side before pouring resin. They're quite big in size. I think all the stones are aside and they look quite good. So now I'm going to mix both the pigments one by one. And just a little bit of resin first. So here I'm using just a little bit of opaque pink, just a little bit of clear resin in it, and then start mixing the colors. It's very important that your pigments mix very well in the resin. Both the pigments are mixed very well. Now let's start by adding some white resin all around the base and the stones that we have placed. I'm going to use pink. And then peach. And now finally add any remaining resin in your cup. If you don't have any remaining resin, just mix more additional 20 grams of resin. In any case, you can just move the colors a little bit, just here and there, so they may get on the rock. And I'm using my spatula and pulling down a few colors to the center, so I may get a very nice effect. Okay, beautiful. So now friends, we'll let the resin get cured completely and then I'll show you how does it looks. Okay. Now it's finally been 24 hours and the resin is also completely cured. So now let's start removing the secure side tapes. Gently start peeling them off like this. After pouring the resin, I also thought to add some gliding flakes copper shade, and this is how it looks. Clean and clear, there was no leakage made. So this is how it looks from the back side. I did not peel off the back. Let's do it right now. And just wow, there was no resin leakage. This is how it looks from the back. This is how it looks from the front. It's super clean and clear. Now for the edges, I'm planning to place some gliding flakes. So for that, take a little bit of gliding glue in your palette or in a small container like this. Then use a brush. The glue looks white right now, but as soon as it gets dry, it will turn out transparent. And that is how we will know that it is ready to place the gliding flakes. So as it is summer, so we just have to leave it for like half an hour and then the entire glue will start turning out transparent. Till that, I'm going to prepare some gold gliding flakes. I'm directly working everything on the mat because it's really easy to clean. Now it's been half an hour and here I have a bunch of gold flakes which are quite long. So now we just have to use a tweezer or just using your fingers. Also you can pick them up and place it on the glue like this. Now after this, I have placed gliding flakes surrounding the entire piece and this is how it looks, okay, from all the sides. So now we'll let all the glue and these gliding flakes get dry completely. Try to string them, don't keep any hard edges. Now the sides are dry completely, I can touch it comfortably, and then Let me tell you all the possibilities that we can do with this base. The first and most preferable that we like to do is to use this base as a clock base. Fit a machine from the back side and then put on the clock hands from the top, just like we did in our previous tutorial. You can also use different numbers to place. You can use Roman numbers, or you can also use normal numbers, or just the clock marks to mark either 4 points or place all the numbers. The next possibility that this base can be used is to use it as a cake stand. So you can easily prepare an empty box or a ring like this one, fix it with the base, and you'll easily get a heighted nice cake stand. So there are different types of stands. You can also buy a wooden stand which is quite formal and it will also look nice with it, and you can screw from the center to the base. Next is to use a big ring like this one, or the empty cardboard rings that we get after using different tapes. So this is the cardboard ring which you can easily fit, and it will also give you such a nice height, which is just perfect to use it as a cake stand. The final thing that I like to do is use this base as an art piece. So for this, you can either place any beautiful piece that you want to showcase right in the center of this base. For example, a beautiful rose made using sculpture paste. Just make a rose and then 2 leaves. They will do a great job. So this is how it looks when you place a sculpture painting. You can take different angles, photos, and wow. Now this will go vertically on wall, which will look like this, right? So this is going to look very, very beautiful. The other thing we can do is to place these beautiful designs that we created in our previous tutorial. Simply use a little bit of resin, like 5 to 10 grams. Pour the clear resin on this part and then place this centerpiece design, and then you can mount it on wall, and this is going to look a very, very beautiful resin art piece. In the same way, this white one can also be placed. You can use this type of designs in so many places. It's going to look fantastic. So now friends, this is the piece that I'm willing to create because I just love the color combination, how it looks, and all the white strings in the center, and the design is also so beautiful. So I'm going to pour some clear resin and then place this piece, and then finally show you how does it looks. Okay, I just thought about it. Instead of using a layer of clear resin to stick this piece on our base, we can simply use few drops of Fevikwik, which just comes in 10 rupees, and it will stick the resin in just 10 minutes. So let's try using Fevikwik. Just put on the cap, put it on tight enough. Okay, it's ready for use. I'm going to pour 1 drop on each base. Okay, these many drops are enough. Close the cap immediately. And then now is the most important step, that is to turn it upside down and place it exactly where you want it to be. Press it tightly with some support. Definitely I'm going to put some support on it. What should I put on it? Or simply hold it in this way. Okay, I think this weight will do. I'm going to keep it for 10 minutes exactly in this way and then show you how does it looks. Okay, now it's finally been 10 minutes. Let's remove all the weight, and yes, you can clearly see the upper resin design is completely sticked to our base, and this is how beautiful it looks. Now I'm going to place it on my wall using 2-side tape. So just turn it out. This is how a 2-side tape looks. Okay, I use at least 1 inch thick 2-side tape. Cut it in size. Now peel off this yellow paper and then place it on the wall you desire. So I find this is just the perfect place for my resin art wall decor. It also goes with all my different plate wall decors. And finally, this is how beautiful it looks on wall with all my other plate wall decors. It just perfectly fits with them in color combination as well as in size. So friends, do give it a try, make it yourself, and do tell me in the comments below what do you think about this beautiful resin wall decor. And friends, if you do like my tutorials, please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.